Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our podcast series with our alumni. Today, we have Miss Aakanksha Millan, founder and creative director of Studio 1mm, and a proud alumna of Ecole and Tweet Lab of batch 2015. Hi, Aakanksha. How are you doing?
Very well.
So, thank you so much for doing this podcast with
You're
us.
most welcome.
It really means a lot to us. And before we begin, first of all, I would like to congratulate you on behalf of Ecole and Tweet
Thank
Lab
you.
for winning the most prestigious award. That's Interior Stylist of the Year at Shakti Awards. How do you feel about it?
It was honestly quite unreal. It almost feels validating, and it's almost like this quiet nod in the middle of the noise, right? Where it kind of tells you that you're on the right path. So it
Wow,
feels good.
that's wonderful. So, Akanksha, I'm very curious to know that you studied visual communication at Ecole and Tweet Lab in the year 2015.
Right.
And now winning an award which is into interiors.
Yes.
So, me and the entire audience would like to understand how is your transition journey? What did you do for these 10 years? And how these 10 years look like?
Okay. So the path was very non-linear, right? Because I worked as a branding and editorial designer for a very long time. And I even worked for a print management company after that, focusing on retail designs for like Hamleys, Johnsons, and things like that. So I was very involved. But the thing is, even as a graphic designer, something always felt amiss. It didn't feel like, okay, 100% there. I do, however, remember there was this one module while we were studying on environmental graphics, and it was taken by Ms. Jyotika Purwar back then. And that module I remember so clearly because that excited me.
Right.
But of course, in the middle of working and the entire career chart of a graphic designer, you kind of forget that. And in the middle of this, she actually was looking for someone to assist on a project for a commercial space. And I just honestly jumped at that opportunity because because I loved that module so much. I loved working under her. So I took that opportunity. I worked with her. And again, that stayed. Like, it stayed longer than it should have, right? Anyways, having said that, I still continued freelancing after that as a branding designer. And there was one moment where a very close friend of mine, who back then was the marketing head for a very well-known developer, Isprava, just called me up one evening, very randomly out of the blue, and said, listen, we are flying you out. We need a shoot stylist, and we need somebody to style the villa for the shoots. And I was like, okay, hold on. What is happening right now? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're saying. What tangent are you on? And she's a marketing genius. She just went on this monologue for like 2 to 5 minutes about how I should do it. I'll be good at it. She'd seen my home and how I keep things around my home. And I felt like that just sort of convinced me, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just going to do it. We'll see whatever happens. 2 days later, I was on a flight styling villas. And I almost feel like that slight delusional confidence that she instilled in me because of that monologue is why I landed in this entire career path.
When was this? 2000?
So this was in 2018. Okay. I still continued doing both. Okay. Even I would say up until 2020, I still continued dabbling with graphics, but also freelancing as a shoot stylist.
Okay.
But that was purely shoot styling. One thing sort of led to another, and shoot styling turned into a very, fortunate renovation project for some, like, this client called me, and they had like a old 5 BHK home which they were not using, and they wanted to convert it into a commercial space.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'll take it up. And I was very transparent with my client about the fact that I have no formal training in interiors. However, I know this is something up my alley. So I will give you the results, but there's a lot of support that I will also need from my client.
Right.
And they, honestly, to give it to them, they trusted me. And I'd say that's the biggest compliment somebody can give you in those early years. Right? Just basis the fact that I was a shoot stylist,
Yeah.
and they'd not really seen what I could do with a space.
Right.
And that landed. The first reaction when my client walked into the space, it stayed. And that was the moment where I feel like, this is where I belong. This is what I want to do. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to do this full time. I don't know how, I don't know where this will take me. I'll figure it out.
So a right connection, right opportunity, you grabbed it on the right time.
Correct.
And today you're the most successful, I mean, in your studio, or work-wise or industry-wise. So what I also tell my students that, maybe today you want to do this, tomorrow you might want to do something else.
Yeah.
So, keep your options open, keep your, curiosity open in design. And one day you will have something which, fulfills your dream. So what were the early challenges you faced?
I think as an interior stylist, this is a challenge I still face. It's about just sort of educating people about what interior styling is, right? It is such an in-between space because it's not design. We're not like breaking things. We're not getting into like civil executions of things.
Right.
But we're transforming a space.
Right.
So it's kind of that challenge, which, because interior styling still lives within that gray area in, like, India. So I feel like that's been a challenge from the beginning up until now, which we're still overcoming.
And what are your inspirations when you do styling, or from where you get inspiration to give what your clients exactly needs?
I think it's them. Okay, I'm gonna be very honest. I think it's the story, because it's not like a brief, right, that someone's given you. It's not a written thing that's come from a company trying to establish something. This is like entering someone's world. It is someone's safe space.
Right.
So it's very, very important for us to listen and almost understand their story, what their background is, their expectations are, likes and dislikes, and then naturally what you bring to the table after understanding their world is how we kind of take this whole thing together.
And what do you like the most? Is it retail or home interiors, or what's your favorite part of your portfolio?
So I don't know. I mean,
you can include graphics also if that is still there.
No, I love doing up spaces. Okay, I don't box myself into homes or commercials. Homes take longer. Commercial spaces are faster. So yes, that adrenaline and pace is always like.
Why do you say commercials are faster? Because the area and everything is
faster decisions. Right? A commercial space is mostly always rented, or somebody needs to start work ASAP. Right? So even if, say, you've purchased the space, and if it's your office, you still need work to start, right? So the design is faster. The thoughts are much faster. Your decision making is faster. You're not mulling over the smaller details then, although we always are. But, it's just a faster paced result. So yeah, while that's really nice, I still also love homes a lot. Okay. I don't know. I just genuinely like the idea that I am delivering a space that can make you feel and feel safe more than anything. You always come back home because it's your safe space.
Right.
So, yeah.
And what do you like the most when the project is finally concluded? Is it the satisfaction you see on the faces of your clients? Or the portfolio you have developed for your further progress? What you like the most?
I feel like some of the relationships that I have developed while working on some of the projects, right? I love the idea that I am in an industry where sometimes client eventually become your friends. And honestly, it matters because then they are not just trusting you with like a few months, right? Then you've built that relationship. You've gone beyond just do up my home.
Hmm.
So I like the idea that you're building newer relationships.
Also, we'll go little in the history.
Sure.
I also want to understand what is Studio 1mm. How did you decide that this is what I want to do? I want to understand the concept behind the name and all about Studio 1mm.
So this is what I want to do. Like I said, I think it's something which I took a chance on. It's something that really, really excited me. I knew as a branding and editorial designer, it felt good,
Right.
but it didn't feel 100%, right? So when I did those villas, when I constantly styled them, it felt 100%. I think the next natural step is always starting your studio,
Right.
right?
It's a dream for many.
Exactly, it is. And because I'd already worked with my previous practices, right? I was always told, and this is something I'll always hold with me, because one of my seniors had told me that, you really have all the skills of being a leader.
Right.
So maybe one day you will do this. Of course, back then we were talking about branding designer. But I think the next natural step was starting a studio, although there was a lot of hesitation, a lot of overthinking, mulling over, will it land? I don't even know the industry.
Right.
I don't have the
Right.
formal training for it. None of that, right? But it's also something my husband told me when I was making this decision. He's like, between the two of us, if one gets to follow their passion, do it. You already know the worst that can happen if it doesn't land. And that stayed. So I also kind of started Studio 1mm on his birthday, just at a small nod of a full circle.
Yes.
So yeah, that was it. Studio 1mm is essentially because 1 millimeter. It's all about even how just that 1 millimeter of a difference can make the entire space look absolutely fine. Okay, it was all about the details and making sure that you get those right, because sometimes even though a space looks good, there'll always be something that feels off, and it could simply be the fact that your coffee tables were not aligned well, right? So it's 1mm. It came from that.
Lovely, wonderful. Aakanksha, to finally conclude, you were fortunate enough to pursue something and then opt for something else.
Right.
Like I said before, one right connection, right opportunity, and the timing, and you grabbed it, and you see the results. If you have to go back and give one message out to our audiences who are aspiring to become designers or who wants to follow their passion, not just design, any sort of passion, what's that one sort of message you want to give it to them?
I think as cliched as it sounds, I genuinely think just take the plunge is very, very relevant. Listen to your intuition. It is always a guiding force, because it was always within my gut that this is not 100% for me. And when it came to styling, it was the gut that said, okay, you know what, this is your path. Like, this is what it needs to be. This is what you need to follow. So take the plunge. Look, there are going to be a lot of what ifs, a lot of mistakes. We still make mistakes on our projects till date, right? And there's no hiding from it. But own up to it, deal with it, and also kind of learn from it, so you know better. You will fall 1,000 times, and that's okay. You're just 20 when you're starting off.
Absolutely.
So it's absolutely fine. You have an entire lifetime to figure it out.
Even if you do mistakes at 40s, that's
absolutely
fine.
Yeah.
And we always tell here at Ecole Intuit Lab that here every opportunity is yours. Take it, no matter whether you succeed or you don't succeed, that's absolutely fine. But our job is to give you the opportunity. It's on you how you take it, how you grab it, and how you create wonders out of it.
100%.
Well, that's it. Thank you so much,
Most
Aakanksha.
welcome.
Thank you for doing this for us. And I'm sure our viewers are going to enjoy this.
I hope so.
And I wish you all the very best
Thank
for
you.
your future growth at
Thank
Studio
you.
1mm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.